Hey there YouTube, I'm stuck in the past and well, finally got a break in the weather, so we're going to go ahead and start spraying the field. So we're prepping for soybean. We did all our soil samples and pretty soon I'm probably going to end up doing fertilizer as well. So I'm going to open up my spreader, or sprayer rather, and we're going to go ahead and try to burn off this field. So in other words, we're going to kill everything that's on it so that we can go ahead and till it under and make a good seed bed for when the beans are ready to go in, which is coming up. So let's get this thing going. Nothing too fancy about this sprayer, just unfolds by hand and off you go. I actually got this sprayer in a deal from the same person I got the combine from. It's very generous of her. Did some hauling for her and she gave me the sprayer and a little cash for the haul, so couldn't have come at a better time. I've got it hooked up into the electrical system and I'm running a dinky little pump, but it seems to put out enough. Let's go ahead and get this thing going. So there, with a flick of the switch, the pump starts. And it's probably pretty hard to see in the film, but the spray starts to come out. And just like that, we're spraying. Now, because of this pump being a little bit slower, I need to spray at a pretty slow pace. Otherwise, I run the risk of not putting out enough application to actually make any kind of difference. So, we go at a nice steady pace. Try to cover the field as uniformly as possible. The importance of universal. The importance of uniform coverage is to try to make sure every plant gets just enough, and also to ensure that it gets a nice spread. The whole point of the nozzles actually is to atomize the spray, which means it basically turns it into tiny particulate so that it covers every little spot it possibly can. With some luck, in about a week, this stuff should all be turning very brown. So because of my subpar application pressures, since I don't have a stronger pump yet, what I like to do is sort of overlap my spray pattern so that I get sort of a double coverage as I go. Hoping that'll sort of make up for any sort of lack of pressure. What I'm spraying on this field is actually a pretty nasty mixture if you're considering being a plant, because what I'm using is glyphosate and 2,4-D. So what glyphosate does is it basically makes the plant think it's thirsty even though it's not, and it'll cause it to drink and drink and drink until the cells that fill with water in the plant burst, causing it to no longer be able to accept any sort of drink. Water, basically. Not the friendliest thing to do to the plant, but it works very efficiently. The 2,4-D, on the other hand, I don't exactly know how it works, but I'm assuming it's sort of a similar process, but it specifically targets broadleaf plants. There's something a little different in the genome of a broadleaf plant than there is in a standard grass, and they're more susceptible to the 2,4-D, which means you can spray your 2,4-D on a grass and it doesn't kill it, but it will kill any weeds that otherwise are in the grass. That's actually what I've been spraying on some hay fields in the past few weeks, and it seems to work pretty decently. Inches away from that one. Got a hole right in the middle of my field. But anyway, the the majority of what I have out here is broadleaf, like the buttercups and that little chickweed down there. But to kind of make sure the job's done right, I'm using the burn down spray, which is referred to as a burn down because it just kills everything. So hopefully in a week or two I'll have a little update video on this field dying, and that just gets us that much closer to tillage. And then after tillage is done, of course, we'll go ahead and put our beans in. So looking forward to that. Here's a really good example as to why you want the Roundup in there with the 2,4-D. I've got this very grassy like plant coming up here. It looks almost like wheat. It might even be. I'm not sure how it got here in such a tight concentration. Unless, of course, the neighbor's field was planted with an airplane. Maybe it was some overspray. That's not impossible at all. But either way, this should have it killed off real quick, so we should be in good shape. And that just about does it for this field. Now I'm going to go to the back and do that one after I get my turn rows done here. That way I got all kinds of coverage. And now we're on the back half. Got our pair of resident geese over here. They like to stick around all year. I haven't really come up with a name for them yet, but there they are. Yep, we're going to do this back half here. And then after that, I'm going to go around my driveway once or twice with the sprayer folded. And that'll be it for the night. And that should get everything nice and on its way to death. And you can see I got some drainage issues back here. Could certainly be a lot drier, but it's not. Probably why the geese like it back here. That's all right. In the years to come, we'll figure that out. And that does it for our first step in the row crop process, other than soil samples, of course. But the first, mechanical step. So, kind of exciting. It's the first time I've ever done any sort of row crop activity. And on top of that, it's on my own field. Like my own I own it field. And that's really something kind of to take note about. So, we'll see how this does. Like I said, in a week or so, hopefully I'll have a little progress report. And I'll post up a little short about it, see if it's actually dying. And then we'll move on from there. A little bit of bad news. The 706 blew a tire yesterday. So I'm in the process of getting some tires together for that. So hopefully we'll be under some new rubber sooner rather than later. But we'll see. Because we need it. Because I got to use that for disking. But, we'll see. But until then, this went really well. No wind today. I'll catch you on the next one. This has been Stuck in the Past. Take it easy.